but then to actually go out and talk to people, the actual prospective buyers, and to really listen to them, not to sell, but just to learn, can be so incredibly valuable, because we want to get rid of any assumptions you have. That's the first 5. The next 5, be okay, get some sort of pattern. I think this is the buyer, or this is the kind of basic of what we should build, and it's validated, or we built. And then the next 5, kind of validating that and fleshing out your hypothesis, right? So you learn from the first 5, you confirm with the next 5, and then the interviews 11 to 20 will be more like refining your pitch, practicing it, filtering the nice to have stuff from the must have stuff. Because again, when you start out, and I did this with the Predictable Revenue book, especially when I finished at Salesforce.com, I had, let's say, 100 ideas in a sales book. But after a few years of consulting and working with companies, I had whittled it down to maybe like, the key 5 or 10 ideas. So the same thing is, in the early days, you have all this information, all these ideas, and by doing all these interviews, especially these last 10, you really are burning away the excess stuff to come down to the core of what really matters. What's the prospect or customer who really matters? What do they really care about? Because giving people too much information is just confusing them these days. You want to come down to really the core of what matters, have a very clear signal or message to make it easy for people to see it and get interested. So that's really this essence for a new company and product. But the principle applies. Let's say you're doing a new marketing campaign. Maybe you are starting outbound prospecting. Maybe you just need like 3 interviews. You need a handful of interviews, because each kind of channel you're trying, or partner channel, can be different. And rather than making assumptions again of what worked, hey, for partners, this worked really great, let's just copy paste it into outbound, or vice versa. And no, you really got to talk to some people, again, not to sell them, but to really be there and to listen and try to say, hey, what are the key words or phrases that matter here, and what doesn't? What's going to resonate? And even out of 3 interviews, as long as you get like 1 good one, that can change the game. Because you can have interviews that don't go anywhere, and it's a little bit of an art to practice before you get to a science. But they're incredibly valuable, and they don't happen enough.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that sticks out to me on this is like, you've got to be incredibly disciplined. I feel like so many companies just fast. And they're like, hey, let's just get this idea out here. The CEO thinks that this is the message that resonates. Let's just get it out, start collecting.
Launch it. Which is true. Yeah, you should. I mean, but, because like to slow down to speed up.
Right.
Interviews don't happen enough because people are busy. It's something important, but not urgent.
Yeah.
And sometimes, again, you can have an interview that's not that helpful, but if you get a really good one.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was at Pipedrive, it's a sales CRM company, everyone thought that like the message was one thing. And then we did not quite 20, but we did a lot of interviewing. And like the common theme was like organization, like, getting all the deals organized. So then one of the messaging campaigns, became get your sales pipeline organized with Pipedrive. Pipedrive's helped salespeople stay organized, which really worked. And I think that's one practical takeaway from what you just said.
Yeah. So again, interviews, I think the point is interviews work.
Yeah.
You might need to practice a bit to get good at them. More of them if you have a bigger thing you're creating from scratch. Less of them if you're doing a new type of like campaign or something, an incremental change. But they can be really impactful when you get a good one. And what you're looking for, especially, I found even these days, let's say you're doing a new marketing campaign or outbound campaign, really like slowing down to listen for these kind of key words and key phrases. What you're trying to do is, how do I think like that person? What are the thoughts they think? What are the words they use? And really, it's challenging to slow down and really listen, because we're so busy trying to like, what are we going to say next? When are they going to be done talking so I can talk? But when you can, like you said, it might be the word organization, but really like listen to these little moments, and that can be gold in a marketing or outbound campaign of some kind.
Yeah. I mean, you're making me want to go interview customers right now. I mean, it's a wake up call.
Let's talk before we do a partner webinar. Let's go talk to a couple.
Exactly. Well, Aaron, awesome. If you guys want to go get this, by the way, you can go to fromimpossible.com and learn all about the 20 interview rule. I would recommend you go check that out. Aaron, anything else to add, brother?
Oh man, it's hard to get them in. I know, but I actually one last thing. So David Skock's a well-known VC from Matrix Partners. And he says the number one reason startups struggle is because they try to skip a step. They don't slow down to get, for example, like systematized lead gen and revenue processes down before they try to scale. So this is kind of a small, very specific day-to-day example of investing to slow down before you try to go faster, doing some more interviews or one.
I love it, man. Truth bombs galore over here. So thanks again for talking about this with me, dude. It's been fun, and I'm sure we'll do more in the future.
Yeah, love it.
All right, cool, man. Later.